I thought I would take a quick moment to share just a little bit about myself, because I know many of you just don't know who is this guy, and I want you to know me. My name is Dale Allen Jarrett, and I have been working in the senior community in the Washington metropolitan area and doing other things too, but for about 25 years. I know, I grew up, I was just a child. I was just a child when I started playing for you. And, but I've grown up with you. I've grown up in the senior community, and I love the music, and it's very conducive to the gifts and talents that I have. I was a voice major at the Manhattan School of Music in the early 1990s. I have been blessed and fortunate to sing for 3 of our United States presidents. I sang for Reagan twice. Once at the National Convention down in Dallas, and I did a recording for them way back then, and that's what they had me sing. This was when I was just a young thing starting out too. So. But anyway, I did that, and then I sang for George H.W. Bush, President Bush, and then the last one was for President Clinton, and those two were at a big Italian event that happens downtown, not Italian, Irish event that happens every year. So I've had the privilege of singing for presidents and senators and ambassadors over my career, but my biggest joy has come truly, and blessing has come in singing and serving in the senior community, because I feel like you guys helped me to become what I've become, and so we can get together and just open up this treasure trove of fantastic songs and enjoy it together. I wanted to tell you how I started learning how to play the piano. I was about my mother says I was 2 years old when she taught, you know mothers, you're shaking, laughing your heads. Yeah, you were 2. I don't know, but she says I was 2 years old when she taught me to play with both fingers, chopsticks. You know, and 2 years old, okay. And then she would play the bottom part. You probably did that too in your day, didn't you? And so she said that I didn't have any problem playing it along with her. And I think by about the age of 5 or 6, I started playing it by myself. And then along came the influence of people like Liberace, hence the coat. So if I was 2 and I'm 51, then after 49 years, I ought to be able to play that one decent, you know. But anyway, and I wanted to give some credit and some thanks to the life of I've had so many wonderful piano mentors in my life, and Liberace was one of them. He was an incredible pianist, and not just the showman and the flair and all that stuff, his actual musicianship was so spectacular. And I had the real privilege several years ago of going to Las Vegas, and I attended, many of you probably have even been to the Liberace Museum in Las Vegas. How many of you have ever been there? And several of you have, yes. Well, I went there, and I was speaking to the museum curator and telling her what an influence he had been on my life. And she said, "Oh, you play the piano?" And I said, "Yes, I do." She said, "Would you like to play Liberace's piano? The big one that's on the platform, that's mirrored in glass and everything. Would you like to play his piano?" I said, "I'd love to." And she said, "Go wash your hands." artifact, I guess, you know. And but anyway, when I had the privilege of sitting there at the piano, and it really is an awesome feeling. It's kind of the feeling you get when you go to the Capitol building or the Lincoln Memorial, and you stand there and you soak in that, oh my God, the greatness that has stood right where I'm standing. And as I sat at his piano, I noticed, I think, how can I possibly play this thing to show any homage to Liberace? Woohoo! But anyway, I tried my best. I played a little bit of some things that he's famous for, like a little classical. He could tear up the piano. He could just tear it up, and then he would get really fun, and I love that about him too. And he would do something totally off the cuff that everybody got crazy about, like... Every time we hear that boom-ba-ba, you go ahead. Join with me. Then all the dance across the floor, and I begin to shout for more. Come on and sing it with me. I know you remember. Roll out the barrel. We'll have a barrel of fun. Roll out the barrel. We got the blues on the run. Get out of here, boys. Get out of here. Sing, boom, sombrero. Bring out a song of good cheer. Now's the time to roll the barrel for the games.